Now we're live. Sweet. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Surrender Lab.
Hello.
Wednesday night. It's our Edges night. Tonight, is about whole body breathing. We're going to go over this self-healing techniques.
Right. So this is our Edges night, and on our Edges night, it's different than Insight night. Maybe we should just go through that real quick and just do a summary. So on Monday night, we do it like this on purpose. We're just kind of saying, hey, first thing we're going to focus on Monday night is insight. We're just going to find that place between our thoughts, and we're going to learn how to just become okay with that. Now that we're okay with the now, every present moment, it just keeps on happening. Present moment. But are we the ones creating it, or is it just happening to us? So what we're tapping into here is how we're all actually just manifesting this and creating our reality right before us, and yet we have had lack of awareness of the reality that we're the ones that are doing it, with the help of everything else around us that we're also unaware of our impact on and how much connection we have to. And so what we're doing tonight in Surrender Lab, which we call Beyond Therapy. Surrender Lab is beyond therapy. We've heard this now from so many people, and it's like we say that confidently because it really does. It helps. Tonight we're going to do some more self-healing. We are tapping into, like Ashley was just saying, a whole body breathing. It's a self-healing technique, and it's this image that we're going to show you right now. It kind of oversimplifies it a whole bunch, but it just talks about the very beginning of this process. We wanted to show it to you visually, so maybe you want to grab the camera, Ash, and let's aim it at this right now so that they can see. There you go. Maybe just pick up the camera and bring it over.
Let's see here. Starting from the top.
You want to just walk through it, Ash? You want to walk through the actual image?
Let's walk through it. Pretty simple. Surrender Lab Beyond Therapy. Edges. Whole body breathing, self-healing technique.
This is what we do every Wednesday. So every Wednesday night at 7:30, like we are right now, we're going live and saying, hey, we're healing ourselves. And we've already done this in a whole bunch of ways. And now we realize that we are all our own healer. And so we're going to show this technique that we've discovered that helps us self-heal in any present moment that we want to. And so it starts out as simple as bringing our awareness to our breathing. And so we're calling this a breathing because of the fact that until we're aware of the fact that we're a breathing thing and we're really conscious of our every breath, in-breath and out-breath, and then we learn how to keep that with us while we do our other things. Until we have that skill, we need to learn this. And so that's why we're showing it. We don't have to, and there's nothing right or wrong with anybody else's methods. Everything works that takes us to the now, the balance and the harmony that exists right in the now, where every single ounce of all the light and all the dark and all of it's all right there. And it's everything. Everything is in the middle, which means you and I, all of us are in that middle, which means, wow, what does it mean to be in the middle? Well, it seems like I can see outside of me all these external people, but in all reality, what we're trying to say here is that when you take your awareness inward, you find out a whole different story. You find out that you've been limiting yourself to the potentiality that is yours simply because you have been seeing yourself as an individual instead of learning how to tap into the we switch, instead of just having it flipped over on the me side. So what we're doing with this method right here, this technique, is just basically showing you how to actually breathe as a manifestor. So breathing as someone who is in charge of their every present moment, actually in control of their life. So if you're in control of your life, it means that you're not trying to control others. It means you're allowing for everything as it is, and now that everything's okay in the now, have the ability to say, hey, now what do I want my story to look like? And so it's in that place where we just started the concept of, hey, now we're a relatable thing. Now we are actually wanting to actually collaborate. We're wanting to mature beyond the concepts of individualism and self-sufficiency. The self-limiting notions that we really are these separate things when in all reality we're just really unaware of our impact. And so as we become increasingly aware of our impact, we want to do more to do our part of whatever we call our good in the world, or whatever our mission is, or whatever. We just make up our journey as we go. And it's whatever you want it to be. In any now moment, you're not destined to anything. Not destined to any single thing that anybody's ever said to you. No amount of astrology you've ever studied. There's nothing. There's no amount of magic that you've ever done that limits you. You are stronger than every single ounce of the secrecy. You're stronger than every single ounce of the false empowerment. And we show that in our Edges class every Wednesday night. Here's how you heal yourself in every present moment if you want to. Sometime you're going to call yourself a healed thing instead of healing. And then life gets even more interesting and fun, because now we're collaborating, and we found out that where there's more collaboration, there is more enjoyment. All the best things in the world come because we are doing it together, instead of just acting like we just need to be these separate things. So, without further ado, we're going to play some vibrations right now and get ourselves nice and sensitive, because the healing process, it's different for every single person, whatever rate anybody wants to go, and we just honor all of it. It doesn't matter. We're just saying, hey, this is a thing that we can do, so we're going to play some vibrations and get ourselves nice and sensitive. For a minute, we're just going to do a little bit of a few guided things, and then meditate in for a little bit, where we won't talk quite as much. That'll last, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 minutes, something like that. Whatever it was last time, was kind of a nice pace, right? Mm-hmm. Realizing this camera, we keep cutting ourselves off. I'm not looking over there at the thing to see. Okay.
Yeah, I think we'll just start by, talking about our whole body breathing. We're going to start by just taking our in-breath and receiving, and releasing our breath, and exhaling and releasing.
And before we get into doing this whole body part of it, just like Ash was just saying, just focus on just the breathing part for right now. So right now, let's just practice that for a couple breaths. 2-3 breaths in a row. Let's practice the breathing of, when you breathe in, just breathe in, and you're breathing in. When you're inhaling, you're just receiving. Think about that word, receiving. Think about what your system, your whole body, your mind, your soul, all of you, what it feels like to be receptive and receiving. In that inhale, you're just receiving new. Just receiving newness. Anything new. So you're already accepting everything, and then just receiving all the new in the in-breath. And on the exhale, just like in that image, on the exhale, now you're just releasing, and releasing any and every single amount of tension that you can feel. The tension that you have right now stored in your body. And so whatever tension you have, wherever you find that, you can take your awareness, match it to your breathing. This is kind of like the summary of it. You take your awareness, observe your breathing. Just observe instead of judge it or label it. Observe how your body just breathes naturally on its own. Inhale, exhale. Every time it's different. practice that. Now, just on your own, practice that while we get meditative here for a few minutes. Let's start with taking a big, massive, deep breath in. Fill your lungs up all the way. Go all the way up, but also all the way out. Allow your ribcage to be spread out by how big your breath is. Once you get to the very top, take in all the possible air you can possibly take. And then push yourself to take even more. And then once you get to the top of that, hold it for 10 seconds. once you sense anything on your lips, make your awareness increasingly bigger and get so big that it covers up your whole face and your whole head, but go really nice and slow. But start at your lips and then just make your awareness a tiny little bit bigger so it encompasses your lips and your whole mouth, right outside of your mouth. And then your cheeks and your nose starts coming in there and your chin starts coming in. Practice rolling your awareness on the inside of you. Continue to keep your awareness on the inside. Be as meditative as you possibly can. Where your awareness is on the inside, you're relaxing. Every moment you're becoming increasingly relaxed. Every part of you. Practice stillness for the next couple of minutes. Practice just making sure nothing on you moves anywhere. You can take your awareness anywhere you want to, but don't allow your physicality to move anywhere. No matter what kind of an agitation starts to arise, just push yourself to stay still. Exhale, just releasing all the old. You can also do that image right in front of you, starting right here, like in front of your eyes, and going out instead of up and down like we showed you in the image. It's the same exact thing, because that torus source is just everywhere. This is the way energy flows. And the way we make it flow is to be focused on that center point, that balanced point, that point of equanimity.
So exactly what Ken said, we're always in that center point. Now is that center point where all things, emanate from out of and into, the place of balance. And you can really heal yourself from any position. We started with stillness, this kind of the position of where we were working from. But for the last half of this course session tonight, we're going to show you a few different ways and positions you can put your body to create tension in different areas in your body, kind of starting from lower up, what we're going to do. Ken kind of showed off a little bit of that idea with the rings. So I'm essentially going to do the exact same thing without the support of the rings. Something that Ken and I really love to do a lot. I was going to start with this. It's this, just a deep squat. When you hold this deep squat and you come a little bit, you can start by, getting yourself settled into it. It can be really hard starting out, especially to go this deep and hold it like this. When you start out, you might feel a little bit of pain. I have a tiny bit right here in my left side of my hip. When you start to feel that resistance, you want to just, you don't want to resist it. You want to let go and you want to accept that feeling right then and there. And then as you accept that feeling, as you focus on it for a moment, it becomes very acute. As you accept it and you release your direct attention on that and reconnect it with your body can almost, kind of snap in place around it. And get to a whole new position that's much more balanced.
This is perfect. Let's maybe now you want to talk about the whole body. The reason why we're doing this particular
Yeah, you're right. I skipped over that a little bit. Because as you're doing this, before you even would want to even go into a squat, you want to, connect your body with your breathing. Just do it very
like we've just been doing for
it's what we've just been doing for a little bit in stillness. But as we get into movement and pushing our body into these other positions, we want to be flowing with our whole system.
Can I say one thing too?
Yeah.
Think of it like this: like all you're doing is learning to take that meditative state that you just created for yourself, that more mindful state of control, better control over your wherewithals, and now hold that with you while you go back into movement. So now you got every movement can be a meditation. Think of it like that way. And right now we've already gotten ourselves sensitive, so now stay meditative and stay really aware of every single thing your body's doing. Try not to let there be any single disparate or disconnected part. It's all one big huge body that you got. Try to connect the whole body to as much as possible through, and you start with your breathing. Go back to that same exact receive, release, observe, 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 observe. Get that place of balance in the middle, to find that place between your thoughts. That's where the real power is. Between your thoughts, where the clarity is, where the vitality comes from, where the abundance comes from. The place inside of you, where true strength is. No more of this false empowerment bull. You're ready for true strength and what true power you truly have. And so that's what we're doing tonight. We're leaning and tapping into where our potentiality lies. This just happens to be one of those moves that it's so easy to just drop and do, and it's so effective at so many different parts of your legs, your arms, your back, your torso, your hips, deep in your hips. We deepen it and we really flex out and we get nice and loose that psoas, that big old fat, really usually tense in most people. That muscle just, well, how do we, and this is a nice way to really get in and just let that go. And when you get here, Just surrender in. Just surrender in. And allow. You're not stretching at first. You're relaxing and into stretch. You're releasing everything. You're just allowing for the stretch to just happen. Simply because of the position you put yourself in. Match the tension area to your breathing. Breathing with your nose is most effective, in and out. But if your nose is stuck or whatever, try to do as much nose breathing as you can. Every new breath is a new whole life in front of you that you can take in any kind of breath you want. Breathe in all the new, all the creativity, all the potentiality. Release, let go of all that tension. No more need for it. It's not serving us right there anymore. Ready to move on. This one's so good on the lower back. If you have lower back issues, sciatica, any kind of lower back stuff going on, wow. I my whole entire life had back stuff, and this is one of the big ones that helps alleviate that. I don't have that anymore. This is because of how we've been doing this inside out workout. You get strong from the inside out, and strong and flexible all at the same time. You're respecting balance the most. Every moment that you're leaning into one of these edges, it's a moment that you're actually self-healing, right? You're choosing to be, I'm self-healing right now. You're just intentioning it. You're saying, right now I'm on a self-healing path, and that's what I'm doing. If you stay there for a while, it builds patience. It helps you see that every agitation can turn into your own activation, or every little bit of pain can always just turn into whatever power you want it to be. You want to talk, Dash, about how you can get started with like micro movements down once you're down in here, like with your core, like a tiny little area that you want to talk about that?
Yeah, sure. Start going deep into these edges, you might find some pretty acute pains or places you don't think your body can go past or stay with, like I'm doing right now.
We can wait. You can stay in that for a while. Don't. I can mention it if you want to stay deep in that for a minute. Be more focused. The concept is that you're driving attention, your awareness to the area where your tension is created. Like right now, we're creating a ton of tension in my hips, particularly in my right hip right now. The back side of my right hip is like really just rolling through it like a definitive, I can feel the actual rate at which it's rolling. Nice and slow, but I'm very, very well aware of how it's rolling, and it's way faster than it used to be for me.
What do you mean by rolling?
Moving, changing, adapting. And the whole body connection, especially when you match your breathing to it, it just goes really at whatever pace you want it to go. You realize that you're the one that's willing it. We're the ones in charge of our lives right here in the now, and we become aware of the fact that we're the ones willing it any moment. We're calling it every moment, either good or bad, until we realize that, well, all that good or bad is always constantly in every single moment. So what can I do with all mine now? What can I create instead? What kind of new can I imbue into all this? So then you start looking for co-creative and collaborative opportunities. And you start blowing your own mind and having more fun in life. Living more enjoyable life. And that's why we started all this, because we believe everybody deserves to enjoy living.
Anytime that you're at a point where you don't feel like you can go any further, just know that everything is always changing. That moment that you thought you couldn't go past, just take another breath, and it's going to be all different, and you can deal with a whole new problem. That's not the right way to put
It doesn't have to be a problem, right?
it. Does not.
A whole nother thing coming on.
And that's just one of the ways that we absolutely love working ourselves out. I love pushing myself like that deeply in a really long time. I'm really inspired me to start that workout specifically.
What's that?
You really inspired me to get in that squat. Let's see. All right. Reset your body a little bit.
Can we shake these?
Yeah,
Let's shake
these
everything
out.
out real quick. I wanna
I like sure.
just take like a minute or two and shake out everything in your body. Let all that tension go.
Next, we have so many other ways, you can just do a forward bend, breathing in, out. Try to touch your toes. This is just the same thing, just, kind of a different area in your body. This is kind of, it works out your back, it works out your hamstrings and calves, stretching them.
Works out different areas of all of that, including your back, depending on your feet positioning. So play around with like going pigeon-toed, toes touching, see where that touches the different part of your calves and then your hamstrings, all the way up into your glutes and your back. Move your feet all the way together, legs all the way straight.
Notice things like, you might feel like I feel a lot of tightness right here in my calf. But, as I played around with this, I'll notice that really, I'm actually holding a lot more tension up in my, upper and lower back. And if I release that, I can go deeper, no problem. So, the whole body is connected. And no matter where you're feeling, the tightest of the tension, it's all supported by other tensions being held in your body as well.
this isn't about forcing yourself into pain. It's really about going right up to the edge of where you believe your limitations are and staying with them, kind of playing around on the edges of them, seeing what you can experiment with and kind of expand what you believe that you're capable of.
And it's a fearful place for a lot of us because we've been afraid of that pain. We've always retreated, and as soon as we saw the pain part of our edge, we just usually retreated and said, "Oh, this is easier to just keep on gratifying myself on the inside of this smaller sphere here." But those edges can all be perceived and engaged with in much different ways, lots of different ways.
You know, you definitely don't feel like you have to be very stiff, but kind of going pretty slowly and staying in these kind of one positions for a while. You know, always feel free to kind of play around, wiggle your body. Yeah, I'm like gonna go really deeply into this one leg. It needs to be stretched. Still the same kind of area. I just want to focus in on this so I can get a little deeper.
The rate at which everything goes, it goes just so much faster the more you do this. At first, it feels like it's an uphill battle almost to get to the point of where your tension is, where you're like just facing it. Just doing that a couple times makes it so much easier to do that. But then you really start to get to the sweet spot where you're looking forward to this every time. Like you become, I'm fully addicted now to my inside out workout, whatever you want to call it. Just because of how amazing it makes me feel, just in so many ways. And what the meaning is that I place on it every single time I'm doing all these things on the inside of me. And how it builds my character. We'll talk about more about that later, maybe next week or something. That's like a whole topic in and of itself, as to what meaning we're attaching to all this as we go.
Yeah. Let's keep it simple with self-healing for now.
Yeah.
Mental state. Tension. want to change positions, or do we want to? Oh yeah, just keep
Yeah.
doing it.
How do you want to? Yeah.
What did we decide? How did we ever decide what the core thing was gonna be? Just something like this. So, just kind of keep moving up. You know, we've kind of done like low body, hips, and legs. We're gonna kind of move up a little bit from our body to our core. You know, this is just a really basic thing, but you can stand, you just put your legs out like this, you know, shoulder length a little more apart, you bend one leg. And immediately this puts you in a really strong place for your core has to activate. From right here, you know, your arms out too, you don't have to, but right from right here is just a great place to play around with your core. Get that strength going. You know, go slow, kind of go slowly. I like to reach down here. You know, really just kind of pushing your limits of your movement from this position. Always keeping your breathing in sync with how you're moving. Sorry. You know, maybe switch legs. Just do the same thing again. Breathing in. Out. In. Always keeping, you know, flow with your breath and your body. There's so many more ways to activate your core, like, what is your favorite way to activate your core?
Dropping into a spot real quick with that.
Oh yeah, we'll do that.
Also,
I think something that was really...
the one that's like a unique one that blew my mind when I figured it out. I was just on my knees. I've shown this before, but I got into like I maybe shoulder width apart, my knees and my hands. And I was just practicing on loosening up my hips. And so while I'm loosening my hips, I'm just kind of in the inside of myself. I'm meditative. My awareness is on the inside. I'm in my core. My breathing is matched to my awareness. And I'm just existing as a being thing, just an observing thing instead of a participating. So get yourself in this position. And then try to not participate at all while you get your awareness nice and centered on your breathing, just observing it. And then you travel with your breath and your awareness together. It takes a while at first to get the sensitivity to that, but you can get it pretty quick and easy.
Spot that makes you activate your core.
Now, start to roll your hips. Let your whole body move, starting at your core, the place right below your belly button. A few fingers, and then right on the inside of you. Let that be the thing that actually starts moving. So move it to the left, move it to the right, move it up, move it down.